The entry section has got to be about one of the simplest ones for me to show. So um, if you click on entries, all you're going to see is a little symbol somewhere saying this is where we entered. It's kind of useless in the sense that you got this whole thing here showing where you entered anyway. So why you'd want an extra little symbol, I don't know. If you turned all this stuff off, then you could just have the single symbol, I guess. So I guess that's one way you could do it. But generally, I've not ever needed or desired to turn that on. This here does nothing. Its sole purpose, funny enough, is just so you have all of that information. And the most important thing about this information, and I can't move the scroll my cursor because you see what happens. So just put your eyes down to the very bottom of this, and you'll see there's a link to a wiki page. Obviously, you can't click on that link, but you can see what it is. It's a list of time zones. Those time zones are the official names for these. If you want to change a time zone for these, you have to use those official names. So go to that page. You can just type in wiki space TZ and they'll come up. That page will come up, at least for now. Um, because you got to have the capitalization, the underscores, and everything written exactly right. And their official time zone names, signatures, whatever you want to call it. I don't actually know the correct term. They're just time zones. And this will allow you to, well, exactly that, specify a time zone that this time range is valid in. Now, this one here, and by the way, all this is in here. This will tell you what these things are for. You see, about halfway down, you see the bullet points. The first bullet point starts with use. The next one says TZ. The next one's blank again. It says use symbol TZ. So that's telling you what these four things across are. The reason they don't have names is because it would make this whole panel, no, maybe out to here is something too wide. I try to keep it narrow. So sometimes you have to make compromises. I guess I should scroll this up just so the entry thing is in sight there. So show will do exactly what it says. It'll show the dates and times that you said are okay to trade in. And if you click on one of these, and again, I implore you, if you don't remember, just hover over this. It'll tell you everything I'm about to tell you and more. See, it's got in there formats and things, which I'm not going to go over. But yeah, the format for this and all that is in that little help file. But I will go over these. This first one here is just use. So if you want to use this line, click on that, the line gets in use. When you do click on that line, because this one is all, it applies to all days. So if you're using this one, none of these are matter, regardless if you haven't selected or not. This is the one that's going to matter. On the other hand, if you don't click on all, you can select individual days of the week. Now, even though this says Monday, you could make it another day. This last number here is actually the day of week. So you see 2, 3, 4, up and back to 1 again for Sunday. So, you know, you can change how these work, but doing it day by day and not changing these makes it convenient and keeps the labels straightened out. This is an internal trading view format, so you can always go to their manuals and read up on it if you don't want to look at it in here. And I admit that gets kind of messy because I don't actually have control over this format, so it becomes what it becomes based on TradingView deciding how to wrap things. Is there anything else to show you about this? Oh yeah, when you have nothing selected, then all dates and times are valid. The minute you select one of these, then only that is valid. So if you select Monday, it won't trade on any of these other days because now you've gone from all inclusive to only include what I say to include. So now you're going to have to select each one of these days if you want them to be valid, which is also part of the reason why I put all. Because if you just say I want to trade between the hours of 8 in the morning to 10 in the morning, you can select that here and you don't have to do all of these. So it's just a quickie shortcut. Um, yeah, and that's about it. It just allows you to set up entry times that you're allowed to enter. Now notice it said entry. It's not going to if you start a trade, it's always going to continue to trade until that trade closes. And so this will not close a trade if it started and then it goes outside this window. That's done down here in the exit section. You'll have basically something identical to this in exit for closing trades. And this, as you can see, gives a time range. The 0000 is midnight, and that's 1 minute to midnight. So you get the idea. Um, that's it. There's really not much more to this section, to the entry section at all. Entries are easy.